The season long since prophesized is finally upon us. The spring season of legend is here. We're on the eve of it. And I couldn't be more hyped and excited right now. Bro, it's gonna be fucking glorious. The sequels alone are powerful. They're absolutely insane. But if the new projects that I'm looking forward to, and there's a breadth of them, if they actually, some of them, they live up to their potential, it's going to be an absolutely glorious, magnificent season. It's legendary. I'm not even over-exaggerating this because people have been hyped for this season since before the year even started. Since the end of last year, people have been looking forward to this season right here. Even myself included. I've been hyped for it, but I still said, because I remember when I sat down to make this video for winter season, I still said, let's keep our sights locked on what we currently have in front of us. Let's enjoy winter season, and then turn our gaze to spring. But that didn't stop anybody. You know, me too. I'm guilty of having seen this live chart and Annie chart many times over the last few months. Many times. I think this is probably one of the most familiar I've been with the charts when coming to sit down to make one of these videos. So it's crazy. Like, even in the comments of the winter season video I did for this, people were just raving about spring season. That's how vaunted this is. And like I said, if the new projects live up to their potential alongside these sequels, bro, it's gonna be fucking amazing. But anyway, what's good, everyone? Sun Wukong, aka DJ Nikki, back once again to bring you my most anticipated anime of spring season 2017. It's a tradition. You already know I do this every season. It's almost 3 years strong now. So it kind of puzzles me why people still ask, because this is like the third or fourth time I feel like that I've waited till literally the night before the new season to drop this video. And I know some people like look forward to it, so that makes me, you know, eternally happy and grateful that people actually wait. I know there's even some that wait to look at the chart for this video, which is crazy to me. So that's why I'm going to go through, even though I'm incredibly familiar with this chart right now, I'm going to go through and still read the descriptions with all of you and everything like that, as I normally do. But as always, I'm going to split this into my top 5 most anticipated new projects and top 5 sequel projects, which, especially with this season, absolutely necessary. Nevertheless, we're going to dive straight into this. I'm not even going to try and say that I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, because I've been saying that for the last 3 of these, and it seems like every single one gets longer and longer. So, you know, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my time and relax. I mean, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about each individual series, just because I already know how I feel about them. You guys probably already know how I feel about most of them. So we're just going to get straight into it. A couple things before we dive in. First of all, as we go through the chart and as I, you know, list my top 5 most anticipated for both sides, I will be letting you guys know what I'm going to be reacting to, what I'm going to be reviewing, what I'm going to be just, you know, checking out and doing a first impressions and seeing where it goes from there, and what I'm, you know, either going to watch on my own or just sleep on entirely. So as always, if there's something that you really want me to cover and I say I'm not going to cover it at all, let me know that in the comments below. If there's something that I say I'm going to react to and you'd prefer reviews over LRs or vice versa, let me know that as well in the comments. But I know there's situations where, like, I might say fuck this, or I want to watch on my own, and you guys really want me to talk about it. So definitely, if we come across something there like that, let me know. Secondly, I want to say this right now. I'm going to be leaving some of those options to you guys, because I've already kind of gone through and thought about what I want to react to versus, you know, just review. And I don't know how the balance is going to work this season, but I think I might be able to manage it a little bit better. We'll see. Nevertheless, a few things, a few you know, housekeeping matters before we actually get into it. One, definitely subscribe to the Nikki channel if you haven't already. I'm going to put the link in the description for 2 reasons. First is I'm actually going to be doing at least 1 seasonal anime over on that channel. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there in the chart. Secondly, if anybody is interested in ReZero, Death, or Kiss, definitely subscribe to that channel, because I'm going to be doing the full slew of content for Death or Kiss. Just got my copy today over on the Nikki channel. So subscribe over there if you haven't. Second thing is, And these two things are not anime related at all, but I still, since it's going to be heavily at the first part of spring season, I want to talk about it. One is Persona 5 drops in a few days. And if you know anything about me, you know Persona 5, Persona in general, is one of my favorite game franchises of all time. Those are my number 2 games. As far as 4 and 3, number 2 games of all time, okay? So P5 is a long time coming, and I'm going to be doing a full LP of the game, streaming all the way through. I'm not sure where it's going to happen yet, but I want to let everybody know and rest assured I'm not going to be neglecting anything from spring season of anime just because P5 is out. I'm going to do my best to do both and balance it. So don't worry about that, but I would love and appreciate your support on the P5 playthrough, regardless of where it is. It might be on the channel here, it might be on Twitch, might be on another channel. I'll keep you guys posted, but I want to say that too. Not anime related at all, but, I mean, kind of is animation. If you're not watching Samurai Jack Season 5, you're doing life wrong, okay? And yes, it's possible to do life wrong. Remedy this situation immediately. That's all I have to fucking say. But with that, we're going to get into things. I'm going to start, I think I want to start with sequels this time. So because I feel like everybody knows what my top is going to be. We're staring at it right now. So we're going to start with the honorable mentions and then work our way back. So first 2 things I need to mention is Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains and Boruto. Both of which I'm huge fanboys of both of these franchises. As far as Naruto is concerned, you know it holds a special place in my heart. Most people don't know that I'm a fucking ridiculous fervent fanboy of Yu-Gi-Oh! But I am. And the last series I saw for Yu-Gi-Oh! Was Zexal. Wasn't a huge fan of Zexal. Astral was dope. Zexal was just, man, I watched all the way through. It's just too many problems for me. Still haven't seen Arc 5. People have told me time and time again that Arc 5 actually gets really, really good and I should give it a chance. I probably will down the line, but for right now, Vrains has me excited. I'm going to try and dive back in to the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Content with this and see how it goes. The VR concept is going to be great. Say what you will about surfboards, but if you're gonna complain about that, you didn't like 5Ds, and then I can't really, debate with you properly as far as it goes anyway. So that's that. And with Boruto, my position still stands. Same position that I had when I read the first chapter of the manga. Same position that I had when this anime was announced. I'm not doing any content on it until it gets past the movie content. I don't know if the Boruto anime is going to do the same thing. The manga is just now, a year later, getting into new content, right? I'm going to start covering the manga again. Even when the Boruto anime, even if it starts off straight up new content or, it takes a little while to rehash the movie content, which I love the movie, don't get me wrong. I love the Boruto movie, but I don't want to see it again. So I'm probably just going to watch both Vrains and Boruto on the side by myself. Maybe if I feel really adamant about talking about either one of them, I will. Or if you guys really want me to talk about one of them, I will. But those are 2 I'm just going to be enjoying on the side, but I figured I'd mention them because I am really looking forward to them. Now, getting into the most anticipated sequels. One honorable mention for most anticipated sequels, and literally I just went through all this, and I said way too much about each thing. We're streamlining the shit out of this right now. So, honorable mention, Saikano Season 2. I'm really, really excited for this. It just barely missed my top 5, which are just set in stone. There's no way anything else is getting in there. Shout out to Uta. Fucking goddess. Gato as well. I can't wait to be back with all of these characters. I love every single one of these guys. Like, even Michiru. Michiru barely got enough shine in Season 1. And it's crazy that their names are just so fluidly coming back to me. But that's how much I enjoyed reviewing this weekly. Now, for this, I haven't decided whether I'm going to do reactions or reviews. So if you guys have a preference, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do a Twitter poll. I'm not sure. But I could go either way with that because I think reactions could be fun. But I also, since I did review Season 1 back in the day, I think it would be cool to continue doing reviews for it. But we'll see. We'll decide when the time comes based on what everybody says. Now, getting into the top 5. Coming in at number 5. Let me find it real quick. Uchoten Kazoku Season 2. Oh! Ever since I heard this was announced, you understand, that internal fangasm was way too real. All I'm going to say right now, if you haven't seen Uchoten Kazoku at all, if you haven't seen the first season, go catch up right now. You have plenty of time to watch that whole first season before this drops. It's not for everybody, but trust me, the payoff is glorious. It's a fucking incredible series. I love it dearly. So I'm going to be, and when it aired originally, because that was the first season that I started really doing reviews on the channels when we got Uchoten Kazoku Season 1. However, I didn't cover it. Now I feel like I really do want to talk about this season, so I'll probably do reviews for it if at all. Otherwise, I'm just going to watch it by myself. You guys let me know if you want to see content for it, because I think it could be something that I'd probably just enjoy more watching it by myself. But if I do content for it, it's going to be reviews. With that said, coming in at number 4, Natsume Yujin Shoroku. One of the greatest characters of all time. My boy Natsume. Shout out to Naoko Sensei, though. Shout out to Naoko Sensei. I'm really excited for this. Ever since it was announced at the end of Go that this was coming, I was like, good shit. More Natsume greatness. More time for me to actually talk about it, because if you're watching that season when I did the first review of Go and everything that happened, I didn't actually get a chance to continue. I still haven't finished Go, by the way. I still haven't finished the last few episodes of Season 4 either, which I need to do both of those things before we get into Roku. But I'm going to try and do them before the first episode. If not, definitely by the second episode, I'll be caught up, and we're going to start going back into the in-depth Natsume reviews with this season, dude, because I love this series, dude, and I've missed it, and I'm so happy that I'm actually going to have a chance to talk about it. So, my problem, too, was that I wanted to talk about every single episode during my catch-up, and that was holding me back from actually catching up. So, plus, I remember when I was doing it, I was sick, and then so much shit got in the way, but I'm really looking forward to this. The only reason this and Choten Kazuku are not above this number 3 choice is just because of how long people. I mean, I guess it's been a similar, amount of time, but just the hype across the board for this. And you already know what it fucking is, man. You already know. Coming in at number 3, Shingeki no Kyojin Season 2, Attack on Titan Season 2, 4 motherfucking years later. Look, man. May the gods bless you if you're an anime only of Shingeki no Kyojin. Seriously, because I don't know where you got the resolve. I literally, as soon as Season 1 ended, I got straight into the manga. And I've been caught up ever since. Caught up right now. So, I don't know how you've done it, but here's your payoff. I know a lot of people are upset over the last, yesterday the news came out that's only a 12-episode core, and that's it. For me, I'm actually fine with that, especially since I'm really, really looking forward to Mahotsukai no Yome later this year from WIT, and I don't want them to burn out by that time by doing a dual core with this all the way through the end of the year. And I know they have a lot of other projects that they're planning late game as well, so I'm fine with that, especially when I think about the scope of this next arc and where they can end it. It actually is a great ending spot. So don't bash it or be upset just because it's 12 episodes. It's still going to be fucking hype. It's still going to be hype, and I think it actually ensures quality episodes versus them spreading themselves thin. So, I'm really looking forward to this. Nevertheless, you're not ready. Trust me. The things you're about to get right off the bat are going to be extremely hype. So get ready for Attack on Titan Season 2. And my top 2 sequel projects, you should already know what number 1 is, because it's me, but you should also already know what number 2 is. But you would have had to have been around from those Sai Kano days as well. I really just watched the reactions I made to the PV and stuff like that. But Shingeki no Bahamut Virgin Soul, bro. Fabaro! Yo, that's the thing, too. I don't know how readily we're going to be getting that during this from Kaiser. But if it's going to be anywhere near the frequency of Season 1, I probably try and do a little drinking game with it during Virgin Soul. But I'm so happy we're getting the dual core. It's going to be amazing. There's so many things left to explore in this verse. And having this side by side with another one of my most anticipated of the season, dude. Shout out to Psy Games. They must be ecstatic right now as far as seeing their content come to fruition and be animated. But I'm really looking forward to Bahamut diving back into it. If you were around back in the day, like I said, you saw me review first season of Rage of Bahamut Genesis. And this is going to be fucking awesome based on everything I've seen. And there's so much I want to see come to fruition and so many things they can do with this. It's going to be crazy. So that's my number 2. I'm going to be doing reactions to Virgin Soul, barring, certain episodes if I really have to talk about it at length. And I'll probably just do that post the LR. So that's my plan for that. Same with Attack on Titan, of course. Anything that I've read already, I'm going to react to it. So Attack on Titan I'm going to be doing reactions to. And then number 1... as if you didn't already know when you clicked on this motherfucking video, that Boku no Hero greatness, dude. Stain! That's all I'm going to say, actually. Stain. No, real talk. Tournament is going to be fucking amazing. If all your favorite characters are about to shine heavily. Trust me when I say that. That Todoroki greatness, Bakugo, Izuku, my son Deku, that Mineta greatness, Tokoyami. Look out for Shinso and Mei. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm not even going to spoil anything. Obviously, I'm going to be doing reactions to this just like I did for the first season. I can't wait to see this arc that you're about to see. We should be getting both arcs. We should be ending with the stay and stuff. But these arcs are going to be hyped to see animated. I've been waiting for this ever since that little teaser at the end of season 1. And it's going to be glorious. So with that said, let's get into the new projects. I'm so proud of myself. I'm making much better time than the first take, dude. Much better time than the first take. So, and I think one of my problems was that I had so much honorable mentions for upcoming new projects. I'm still gonna go through them, but I'm gonna make it a lot faster. So, first honorable mention for new projects, something that could have been in my top 5, but just isn't, and I'm still really excited for it, is Eromanga Sensei. Now, here's the thing. Here's the reason I'm really excited for this. The scenario alone sounds hilarious to me as far as my personal brand of comedy and how I think it can develop. A1 handling it, of course. It's Fushimi. And if you don't know what Fushimi is, creative Orihimo, light novel author. I'm a huge Orihimo fan. Okay, I'm a huge Orihimo fan. You say what you will. I don't care what you have to say about me. I love Orihimo still to this day. And my review of the Orihimo finale, actually, is probably the only old review that I'll still recommend to people to go back and watch. It's probably one of the most popular videos on the channel, one of the most controversial videos on the channel. And I would love to know, if you're a new subscriber that hasn't been around, because that's like almost 4 years ago, what your thoughts are on that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to Eromanga Sensei. And we're actually going to read the descriptions just in case people are seeing this for the first time. But the new sibling romantic comedy revolves around Masamune Izume, a light novel author in high school. Masumune's little sister is Sagiri, a shut-in girl who hasn't left her room for an entire year. She even forces her brother to make and bring her meals when she stomps the floor. Masumune wants his sister to leave her room because the two of them are each other's only family. That neat lifestyle seems like he's drawing heavily off of that same dynamic the man had created before, but Masumune's novel illustrator, pen name Eromanga, draws extremely perverted drawings and is very reliable. Masamune had never met his illustrator and figured he was just a disgusting perverted otaku. However, the truth is revealed, that his Eromanga sensei is his own younger sister. To add to the chaos that erupts between the siblings, a beautiful female best-selling shoujo manga creator becomes their rival. I'm really looking forward to this. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it, and this is the time. Actually, I'm going to save that discussion for a second. All I'll say is I'm going to be doing a live reaction first impression to this first episode. I'm probably just going to be LRing to it its entirety, but it's something that I feel like might be a drunken live reaction candidate for me this season. I'm going to talk about drunken live reactions and what's going to be happening with that in a little bit during this video. But that's Eromanga Sensei. Next honorable mention is Recreators. I want to see the. First of all, I like Troika, despite the projects they've made. Despite the projects they've made and them kind of fizzling out narratively, both of them, because Sakurako, you could argue the same thing. But definitely without Noah. And we're not going to talk about the merits of those series as far as plot is concerned. You have to admit that both Noah Zero and Sakurako, as far as art and animation were concerned, were fucking on point and awesome to look at. So with that on lock, and this scenario, which I actually find pretty interesting, I'm hoping that Recreators, I did like what I saw in the PV as well. I'm hoping Recreators can be something that I really enjoy this season and have that positive, lasting impression for Troika. But anyway, humans have created many stories: joy, sadness, anger, deep emotions. Stories shake our emotions and fascinate us. However, these are only the thoughts of bystanders. But what if the characters in the story have intentions? To them, are we godlike existences for bringing their story into the world? Our world is changed. Many out punishment upon the realm of the gods. In Recreators, everyone becomes a creator. It sounds dope. In theory, it sounds like it could be dope. It's all about the execution of something like this and how the plot actually shapes up. So that's the next honorable mention. Still have a few more honorable mentions, to be honest with you. So next up, Kabuki-bu. Dean is handling this, coming off of one of the greatest series of all time, which is that Rakugo Greatness, which if you haven't watched it yet, go. Now. Just stop watching this video and go watch Rakugo. I'm telling you. Seriously. But anyway, I'm excited for this because even though it seems like it could be that kind of Bishonen framed, otome kind of status type thing, I still think, and I'm sure the Fujoshi will still go crazy over it regardless, I still think that this sounds incredibly refreshing and can be really well done, and I have to give Dean the shot to do it because they've really impressed me over the course of the last year with everything they've worked on. So, Kurogo is a young boy who loves kabuki, a traditional Japanese performing art. When he enters high school, he finds out that there is no kabuki performing club. Kurogo and his best friend Tombo decide to form a kabuki club by themselves. Will they be able to find others who want to join and perform in front of an audience? Just the mere fact that we're getting kabuki in anime is refreshing to me. Like, I love having new things explored via this medium. So I'm really looking forward to this. This could be, if it's not just, you know, that surface level, something that's really great from this season. Next up, as far as honorable mentions is concerned, Sakurada Reset. David Production handling it, which anything David Production does now, I have to give it a chance. Haven't heard too much from the light novel readers of this series, so I'm not really sure how the narrative is overall, but the plot does seem interesting, has that temporal element to it, that supernatural element, and I think it could be really good if handled correctly. So, nearly half the population of Sakurada, a small town near the Pacific Ocean, has some sort of unique power. These powers range from being able to enter the mind of a cat to resetting the world back to a certain point in time in the past. There's a group known as the Kanri-kyoku that controls and monitors the use of these powers. Asahi Kei and Haruki Misora work for their school's club called Hoshi, a club which executes any missions received from Kanri-kyoku. Misora has the ability to reset the world 3 days. This means that all events and any memory of the past 3 days that could have happened never happened. Kei has the ability to remember the past. Even after Misora uses her powers to reset the world back 3 days, Kei will retain those 3 days in his memory. Combining their powers, these two solve missions issued by Kanri-kyoku. Yes, first thing that comes to my mind is Charlotte right now, which I don't know why I hadn't thought of it until just reading that again, and that's why I read the descriptions again too, because I know sometimes, like I said, you know, you guys wait to actually look at the chart for this video, which if you're one of those people, I fucking love you, because that means you literally are a hardcore fan of the content, which I appreciate. Speaking of which, small caveat right now, and then I'm hoping people hear this here, because I might have to reinsert it, but please, 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 no matter what you're watching this season, no matter, you know, what you're actually checking out or not, if you have any love for the channel or any love for the content that I create, please come through and comment on all of the first impression videos and first reactions and reviews. You know, comment, like, share if you can. All of that will be really helpful and appreciated, and it'll just warm my heart. So definitely please do that if you can. But anyway, back to the honorable mentions. I think I only have 2 more. Yeah, I only have 2 more. So this was actually really close to being in top 5. Barely missed it, and it's Alice to Zodoku. JC Staff is actually on that comeback right now, dude. JC Staff is on that comeback this season. However, this does sound like it could be really interesting and endearing. Saiyan Tag gives me promise for what it's going to inspect, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, a group of young girls possess a mysterious power known as Alice's Dream, which gives them the ability to turn their thoughts into reality. Detained and experimented upon, these youths are locked away in secret until one of them manages to escape. Her name is Sana, a girl with the power to ignore the very laws of physics. When this willful powerhouse crosses paths with a stubborn old man named Zodoku, his carefully ordered life will never be the same again. Really depends on how it's handled. If you're a manga reader for this series, let me know your thoughts on it now, because it has me really intrigued, and I can't wait to see more of it. And then the final honorable mention, before we actually list my top 5 new projects, is Warao Salesman New. Now, I've never seen the original series of Warao Salesman. However, this description right now, look at this man, look at this fiend, that grin, bro. This description, like, basically what I'm thinking of here, based on his look too, is you take Kijima or Kaiko, either one, out of Tokyo Ghoul, and you mix them with Mononoke, the apothecary, if you've seen the Mononoke series, not Princess Mononoke anime, and then drop them in Kaiji's world, dude. And if you haven't seen Kaiji, I can't fucking help you. That's what you get with this series. Now, here's where we talk about the drunk reactions real quick. Drunk live reactions, Ku and I haven't really decided what we're doing yet. Ku was telling me that he potentially wants to do this for drunken live reactions on his channel. I'm not sure if it's going to be a fit or not yet. So what I'm going to be doing for everything this season, because last season we already knew from that, you know, out the gate what we're going to do drunken live reactions for. This time we're going to go back to the old method. I want to do first impressions and see and then look through everything and see if the certain series that I think are going to be drunk live reaction where they're actually drunk live reaction worthy, this is going to be one of them. So each episode follows Fukuzo Moguro, a traveling salesman and his current customer. Moguro deals in things that give his customers their heart's desire. And once his deals are made and their unhealthy desires are satisfied, Moguro's customers are often left with terrible repercussions, especially if they break the rules of his deals. Like, it seems like that the black comedy is going to be heavy with this. It seems like it could be definitely pretty dark at certain points, but it could also be really, really fucking hilarious. I'm going to be doing a first impression live reaction for this. And I didn't really actually talk about what I was going to do for the other honorable mentions that I went through. So, as far as Eromanga Sensei, I said LR, first impression. Recreators, live reactions. Kabuki-bu is going to be reviews. And it's going to be that review first impression, and then we'll see how it really frames up from there. Sakura Reset is going to be a live reaction first impression, and we'll see if that really suits the series or not for me. And then for Alice, that's going to be, live reactions. Might switch depending on the tone of that as well, but probably just going to stick with the live reactions for that. As far as Raw Salesman, I'm going to do the live reaction first impression. If it is in fact something that I think I would be fine doing with, drunken live reactions for, and that's the tone that I think that suits it, I'm definitely down to join Coop for that, and we can do that on his channel as far as drunken live reactions. If not, then I'm probably, if that's the case, then I'm probably not going to be continuing with the series anyway. Like, if I don't feel that it suits that, or if it really doesn't, that means I'm probably not going to do reactions. I'm probably going to switch to reviews for the series. Either way, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it could be really, 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 really fucking good, especially on that episodic basis, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get into the top 5 most anticipated new projects. And coming in at number 5, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Wait, where the fuck is this thing, man? Alright, coming in at number 5, Tsuki ga Kirei. Feel on that original project, the art looks fucking phenomenal. As far as the inspection and that social dynamic, the scope of it, how realistic I think it can be. I mean, you know me, I'm a boy guy who's my shit. So if it's anything akin to that as far as inspecting these social dynamics and developing these characters, I think it's going to be awesome. Either way, Feel has never disappointed me. And I want to see, well, I wouldn't say never. They have, but barely. We're not going to go into that. But I want to see this original work and how it shapes up. And I'm definitely going to be doing reviews for this in its entirety if I like it. So I'm going to be doing that first impression review. Here's the thing, though. It's going to be on the Nikki channel because not just me, but a lot of other people have that poor track record when it comes to copyright and studio feel. So I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it on the main channel, but I will be doing it on the Nikki channel. So if you want to see me talk about Tsuki ga Kirei, definitely subscribe to the Nikki channel. And let's read the description real quick. Kotaro Azumi and Akane Mizuno became third-year students at junior high school and are classmates for the first time. These two, along with fellow classmates Shinato Nishio and Takumi Hira, relate to their peers through mutual understandings and feelings. As their final year at junior high school progresses, the group overcome their challenges to mature and become aware of changes in themselves. Like, the very fact that they're so young, too, kind of taking away from a potential seinen scope, might dilute the potential for it to be that heavy and real inspection of characters at this level. But at the same time, if they really focus and keep it within the realm of that age range, it could be fucking amazing in itself. Like, I'm not gonna doubt it. It really depends on who the staff is on this project. I haven't looked into the staff for this project, or actually really most series this season. So that's going to be an added bonus for me when I actually look into the staff and cast for a lot of these series. And that might change what I'm most hyped for as well, because normally I do that beforehand. But either way, I don't think it's going to change by much. So that's number 5. Reviews on the Nikki channel. Go subscribe over there if you have not. Coming in at number 4, literally right next to it, Clockwork Planet. Now, ever since I heard this announced, I was looking forward to it. I've talked to some light novel readers of the series. They've told me phenomenal things about it. And I think just like the art style alone, dude. I actually do quite like Zebek. Let's never talk about Triage. But I do quite like Zebek. And I think that this could be one of my favorites this season if handled correctly. As do I feel about a lot of things. But Everyone on the Clockwork Planet considers Naoto Miura a machinery nut. Every moment of every day, he has his mind on gears and his hands tinkering with delicate mechanical motors. But nobody understands how he can hear and feel gears in operation, even from a long distance away. Then one day, a clockwork maiden falls from the sky, presaging events that would shake the whole world. Very vague as far as the scenario. However, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see it unfold. And I'm going to be doing probably reactions all the way through for Clockwork Planet, assuming I actually like it. But I think it's definitely going to be awesome if handled correctly, and it's one of my most anticipated this season. Now, getting into the top 3, and these are pretty close for me. As a matter of fact, my number 1 was not my number 1 until recently. Based on just that piece of information, you can probably guess what it is. But coming in at number 3, and let me find, the only reason that I'd say that it's not at number 2 for me is simply because of how much hype I've heard for the top 2 from other people, and also having seen the first 2 episodes of this and what we're working with thus far. But Grand Blue Fantasy, the animation, and you guys know how heavily I've been waiting for this. I was distraught when I found out it wasn't coming in winter, even though we did get those first 2 special episodes. Nevertheless, and I don't know, man. It really depends on the pacing, the overall execution of this. I mean, from what I saw in those 2 special episodes, I'm really going to enjoy this. For those of you that don't know, and you've never heard of Grand Blue Fantasy, I'm not going to give you the full rundown. You can check out the content I have of it on my channel, or just go look into it. It's my favorite mobile game of all time. One of my favorite games, period, as far as things that I've played in the last year. Just overall, dude, I fucking love Grand Blue, even though I haven't played it as of late because I've been too into Duel Links and into Fire Emblem Heroes. Still my favorite. It surpassed everything else that used to be in my top 10. Like FGO used to be one of my favorite mobile games of all time. Grand Blue, hands down, dude. That cat greatness is about to take us away early. And I don't want to. There's a lot more I could say about it right now. I'm just gonna save it for the first reaction to it, which I will be doing live reactions all the way through to Grand Blue, since I've played through a good amount of the story, to the point where there's no way this anime is getting anywhere near what I played up to. So, yeah, I'm gonna react to it. It's gonna be fucking awesome for me personally, and if you're just into the fantasy genre in general, definitely check it out. But I'll talk more about it in depth when we get there. I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be, but I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Now, my top 2 most anticipated new series are 2 series with light novels that people have been bonding and hyping up for the longest time for me. Like, not even just recently, like for quite some time, people have been telling me about these light novels and how fucking awesome they are. And particularly with this one, I've had my eye on it ever since it was announced to become an anime. I knew I was going to just save it and get into it with this series. So, and with White Fox at the helm, dude, I'm still curious to see who the staff actually is. But Zero Kara Hajimara Maho no Sho, I'm gonna call it Zero at this point. You don't even know. The amount of praise this light novel has gotten from people is absurd. So I'm really looking forward to it. Based on the scenario as well, and what I've seen from the PVs and everything, it looks like it can be one of my favorite this season. Year 526 of liturgical calendar. The world knew that witches existed and that they practiced the notorious art of sorcery. Nevertheless, the world did not know anything about the study of magic. Our story follows a half-man, half-beast mercenary. Humans mockingly call his kind the fallen beasts. He always dreamt of becoming a human, but one day he met a witch who would change his life forever. Do you desire a human form? Then be my escort, mercenary. The witch introduced herself as Zero and explained that she was searching for a one-of-a-kind magical tome that bandits had stolen from her lair. Entitled The Book of Zero, the grimoire supposedly contained valuable magical knowledge that could be used to effortlessly bring the world to its knees. Thus, in order to realize his dream of becoming a human, the mercenary must accompany Zero on her journey, despite her being one of the witches he so loathed. This is the story of a haughty sorceress and a kind-hearted beast. And we're going in live reaction straight out the gate for this and for my number 1 choice. We're doing live reactions for both of them. However, if I feel that either of them deserves reviews, these are my 2 prime candidates for that dual wielding of both live reactions and reviews. So That's my number 2. I didn't read the description for Granblue. Was there even a description for Granblue? I don't think they would. No, there is. I'll read the description for Granblue. I didn't do it because I'm just so familiar with Granblue, but I know there's definitely people that never heard of it before. So, this is a world of the skies, where many islands drift in the sky. A boy named Gran and a talking wind lizard named Virn lived in Zinkenstill, an island which yields mysteries. One day, they came across... I completely forgot that it's pronounced Zangstil. Anyway, one day they came across a girl named Lyria. Lyria had escaped from the Earth's Empire, a military government that is trying to rule over this world using powerful military prowess. In order to escape from the Empire, Gran and Lyria head out into the vast skies holding the letter Gran's father left behind, which said, "I will be waiting at Estalucia, Island of Stars." Now, don't let the generic scenario fool you. Okay, and trust me when I tell you, as far as the cast is concerned, actually the staff they've gotten for this project is on point too. But as far as the cast is concerned, all of the goats here you can possibly think of have been involved in Granblue Fantasy at some point or another. Don't let it fool you. The scenario is actually quite heavy. It goes hard. The feels run high. There's some crazy twists and revelations. It's gonna be a fucking awesome ride. So anyway, number 1. Which you should already be able to guess at this point because of the way I positioned it beforehand. But after those PVs, dude, this easily just went to my number 1 because I had already had people hyping up this light novel for me. I already had people hyping, not as much as Zero had been, but still, for quite some time, people have been hyping this up. And to actually see those PVs and to see how glorious the art and animation is, and to kind of get that air and atmosphere that the series is going to put forward, potentially having that slow burn, heavy feel nature to it, and those deep character inspections that I love so fucking much, especially in that fantasy realm. Suka, bro, done. Like literally, if this lives up to the potential I've seen it thus far, this is gonna be one of my tops this season. Definitely, probably my favorite new project. This is the only time I'm gonna say the full title, by the way. And I haven't been able to read that well today, so let me see. The only time I'm saying it. I'm just gonna call it Suka from now on. But Shumatsu na ni shitemasu ka? Isagashi desu ka? Sukate marate ii desu ka? Is the full title. And let's read the description real quick, but just go watch the PVs. That's all I have to say right now. Go watch the PVs. I think it's gonna be fucking amazing. 500 years have passed since humans went extinct at the hands of the fierce and mysterious beasts. The surviving races now make their homes upon floating islands in the sky out of reach of all but the most mobile of beasts. Only a small group of young girls, the leprechauns, can wield the ancient weapons needed to fend off invasions from these creatures. Into the girls' unstable and fleeting lives, where a call of certain death could come at any moment, enters an unlikely character, a young man who lost everything in his final battle 500 years ago, the last living human awakened from a long icy slumber. Unable to fight any longer, Willem becomes the father that the girls never had, caring for and nurturing them even as he struggles to come to terms with his new life, in which he feels the pain of helplessly waiting for his loved ones to return home from battle that his daughter once felt for him so long ago. Together, Willem and the girls gradually come to understand that what family means and what it's truly worth protecting. Heavy, dude. It's gonna be fucking heavy. It's gonna be powerful. As far as those deep character inspections, and how emotive it is. So I'm really, really looking forward to this more than anything else as far as new projects right now. And that says a lot for me to put it above Zero and Granblue at this point, when I've really, really been looking forward to both of those for so long. But that PV just put it over the top for me, dude. It's going to be fucking glorious. So those are my top 5 most anticipated sequels and new projects with a bunch of honorable mentions thrown in. And now we're just going to go through the rest of the chart, talk about anything else I haven't talked about, let you guys know what I'm going to be doing for all of those. Like I said, anything that I say I'm going to review or react to or just, probably just watch on my own. You guys let me know what you would like to see as far as content for those particular things, and I'll consider it. I don't even know why this is still going on. I'm not reading it. Gino Guardian. Dude, Howline is just... I've said this before during the Kotatsu episode a couple days back, but M1 has just been getting better and better with every work that they've made as far as I'm concerned. And I'm actually really looking forward to this one. I'm definitely going to give it a chance. Probably do live reaction first impression for it and see where it goes from there. But Suigen may be poor, but he is one of the best online video game players. This identity, however, is unknown to all except for Rika Lee, Suigen's classmate. She discovers a mysterious mobile device to Suigen, but before being able to explain herself, Rika Lee is kidnapped, and Suigen unwittingly finds himself wrapped up in a series of problematic circumstances. Searching for a way to save her, he accidentally activates the device, allowing him to dive into a new virtual game world. like coming off of To Be Hero, Cheating Craft, Spirit Pact after that, like I think this is probably gonna be the best thing they've done yet. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. It could just flop miserably. So who knows? I'm definitely gonna give it that first impression though. The new Duel Master is not looking nice. No. Sugumo, I'm actually looking forward to, and even though I have seen the Natsu no Taizai to give me that ecchi fix that I so desperately need right now, and we haven't even gotten there, but trust me, that I'm really, really fucking hyped for that. That was almost an honorable mention, but I was like, you know what? It's not entirely necessary. But with Sugumo, I'm definitely looking forward to this as well. I'm definitely going to check out the first episode. And do a live reaction first impression. So, Kazuya Kagami's most treasured possession in the world is the obi left to him by his late mother. The scent of cherry blossoms infused into it helps him through his day, but he never expected to save his life, becoming a beautiful kimono-clad girl who calls herself an artifact spirit. Her name is Kiraha Tsukumogami of the Sash, who naturally moves in with him, as he is her owner. Throw in Sato, his bispectacled friend and an overprotective older sister who wants to take baths with him, a busty priestess, a seductive sorceress named Kokuyura, and Kazuya's life has just gotten a lot more interesting. It sounds like that classic absurd, ecchi harem scenario. I'm gonna check it out, do that live reaction first impression, and hopefully it's on point so I can have that supreme fill of my ecchi desires this season. Already talked about Alice. Really, really happy that Little Witch is continuing. I don't know what I would do if I was losing Little Witch, dude. That's still going to be one of my favorite things that are happening this season, regardless of everything else. I believe this is a short, and I'm probably going to skip it. It seems like it could be pretty interesting. The story begins when a woman reunites with her first love at a class reunion. She discovers that Kujo has taken over his family's temple as a priest. The woman thought that priests did not have romantic relationships, but a passion ignites between the two. She wonders if what she and the priest do is really right. There's no way I'm covering this, unless it really is that hilarious and at the same time holds my interest. I like the setup of the scenario. The man looks like a fucking OG. I'll check it out. I'm not promising content for that. Sakana Yami Zukan. I haven't actually looked at this. Serious shorts in an anonymous format that tells stories strange and bizarre. Okay. No, that's fine. You already know I'm not doing content for that. So, Beyblade Burst. Beyblade fan. Not watching Burst God. I'm sorry. Skipping. Talked about that. Starting your second season. Absolutely not. Frame Arms Girls. Let's see what the description says. The story begins with Ao opens a package that arrives at her doorstep. Inside the package is Gura, a frame arms girl, a small robot capable of independent movement. Gura is a newly developed prototype, a frame arms girl equipped with an artificial self, an advanced AI that gives her a personality. Ao is the only one that has activated her. Gura begins to gather both battle data and emotions, starting a day-to-day life with Ao, who knows nothing about frame arms girls. I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. I'll probably check it out. I'm not promising. I probably won't even do a first impressions of it, but if I do, it'll probably just be a first impressions review if I really like it, and then move on from there. But I doubt it. I'm probably gonna end up sleeping on that this season. I need to catch up on Yamushi, and I've heard great things about this third season so far, but haven't had the time. Pre-prior, no. Akashic Records. I am looking forward to this. It's been a little while. Like I do need that kind of school-based fantasy fix. So we'll see how this goes. But Sistine attends a magical academy to hone her skills in the magical arts, hoping to solve the mystery of the enigmatic Sky Castle. After the retirement of her favorite teacher, the replacement Glenn turns out to be a tardy, lazy, and seemingly incompetent bastard of an instructor. How is it that Glenn was handpicked by the best magician in the academy? Because clearly he's an OP lord. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Probably do that first impression live reaction as well. And see how I like it, but it all depends on that first episode. This 4-Coma Cinderella girl shit is gonna be I have to watch this when I get a chance. I have to. Oshitsu Kyoshi Haine is my other potential choice for drunken live reactions that we would do on my channel. Still, like I said, I want to check out everything before I make a decision on it because I'm not sure what's gonna be most suitable. But accepting the post of royal tutor at the court of the king of Grand Strake. I'm not doing German right now. Is a little professor with a big head. Each of the kingdom's 4 princesses has a rather distinct personality. Does the diminutive new instructor have what it takes to lay down some learning? It's a comedy of educational proportions. I like the setup, I like the scenario, I like the look of it. I'm definitely checking it out. I'm gonna do that live reaction to the first episode. If it feels like it's gonna be between that and Aramanga Sensei, I think, for my personal choice for drunken live reactions. However, I don't know which one is gonna be more suitable, or if I want to do it for either. So we'll see. Talked about Boruto? No, nope, absolutely not. Busou Shoujo Machiavellism. I'm actually looking forward to Machiavellism, mostly from what I've seen so far in promotional visuals and the very fact that it's Silverlink, although I have no idea who's on the project. But the Private Aichi Symbiosis Academy was originally a high school for high-class girls. When it became co-ed, the girls out of fear asked to be permitted to bring weapons to school. When that was enforced, a 5-member vigilante corps-like organization called Supreme Five Swords was also formed. After many generations, the Five Swords eventually became a group which corrected problematic students, and the academy started proactively accepting such students in order to correct them. Nomura Fudo was sent to his school after being part of a huge brawl. What will he do when the only options he has after enrolling are being expelled from that school or being corrected the way the rest of the male students there were, by being forced to dress and act like a girl? Like, it just seems fucking absurd, dude. That might actually also be a drunken live reaction candidate, but I don't fucking know. Either way, I'm definitely checking that shit out. It sounds hilarious. Like I said, I love the look of it. I already talked about Sakurada. I already talked about Saikano. Sakura Quest, looking forward to as well. I want to see what PA Works has to offer me. With this series, it definitely seems like it's gonna be more of that kind of slow slice of life element, but I'm hoping the characters are strong and the comedic element is pretty strong, and it holds my attention. The story centers on 5 girls who work in the tourism bureau of their small provincial town. The town revives its micronation tourism program, which originated from a nationwide movement during Japan's bubble economy period, and hires the 5 girls as monarchs, tourism ambassadors. The anime will depict 1 year in their jobs in the tourism industry and show how they change and grow. Like, I love that kind of scope for a slice of life. I think it could be really, really good. And since it's an original project, I really don't know too much about it as far as anything else. So we'll see when we get there. It seems to me that it's going to be more suited towards reviews. So I'll probably do a review first impression for this, but we'll see how it goes. Seikai Suru Kakado. I've had my eye on this a little bit. The very fact that it's toy makes me apprehensive to want to actually cover it on the channel, but we'll see. Kojiro Shindo, Cabinet Officer Director General for Policy Planning, is at Haneda Airport for a business trip. While the plane is on the runway, a giant structure suddenly appears out of thin air. The plane carrying Shindo and 251 passengers is taken undamaged inside the giant structure. After everyone disembarks, a man who looks like an ordinary human being shows up. He assures those on the plane they're not in any danger. Shindo asks him to identify himself and explain the situation. Then the outside of the structure is displayed on a large screen. At the same time, every passenger's cell phone starts ringing all at once. On each cell phone screen is a message from the man to every one of Japan's citizens. Yahakui za Shunina hereby notify you that I am going to intervene in Japan's internal affairs. What is this young man's goal? And will Shindo manage to become an intermediary between Japan and Estorans? I think, literally, I have no idea if this is going to be good or not. Definitely somewhat niche, but at the same time sounds really generic. It's so oxymoronical how generic and yet how uniquely framed it is. It's weird, but I'm going to check it out. I don't think we'll see if I do content on it or not. But I talked about Suki Akire, talked about Clockwork, talked about Kabuki, Renai Boken. And again, another chance for me to get my ecchi. Like, so many chances for me to get my ecchi harm fix this season. I'm really happy, but I don't even know if I want to keep reading descriptions. It's taking so fucking long. But a kiss note is a powerful note that makes anyone who has their name written together will instantly fall in love. They kiss each other regardless of any circumstances. It's magical. It sounds like Cupid shit. I just read the descriptions for the rest of these on your own. I'm sorry, I can't help you guys. The video's taking too long. But yes, I'm going to be checking this out. I'm going to do a live reaction to the first episode. And see how it goes. As far as this is a short, right? Yeah, we're not going to cover it. Let's not even talk about second season of Berserk. Let's just not even talk about it right now. I just can't even. I'm going to watch the first episode of this second season to see, but I expect nothing but more trash. Angel Break? No, I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, I don't think so. I don't know what kind of, Mahou Shoujo scheme this is going to employ. I might check it out. We'll see. If it gets picked up, I'll check it out. Not watching Nobunaga. Can't believe Kyokan Arena is on this 3rd season. Recreators talked about, Aramanga talked about, Uchoten talked about. A0 Sanziga is doing this. I could use more mecha depending on how everything plays out this season. Read the description for yourself. Like I said, I'm just going rapid. I will read this one though. But the thing about Fukumenki Noise, and we were talking about Zero, like I said, talking about Suka Suka. The thing about Fukumenki Noise is I'm not in the market for a music oriented series right now. I'm just not. Fuka left terrible taste in my mouth. I hope this is good, and I'm looking forward to see what Braze Base does with it. But it just sounds like some things that I've seen before. Nothing, especially in the shoujo frame, nothing's ever going to surpass Nana for me. So we'll see. Nino, a girl who loves singing, made his childhood promise with her first crush Momo and song composing used it to someday find her voice. Three went on their separate ways, but Nino kept her promise and continued to sing. Years later, the three are now high school students, and Nino is drawn to the world of band clubs. Like, nothing incredibly original. Could be good. I'm going to check it out. Do that live reaction first impression and see. Talked about Natsume. Absolutely not. Absolutely not on both of those. Snack World, I don't know what kind of absurdity that is. Hinako Note, I'm going to check out just for the comedy purposes. See if it actually speaks to me as far as comedy is concerned. And we'll get into that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do any content for that right now. We'll see. Sinonatsu no Taizai. You will be the worshipper of devil lords. These beautiful lords lead humans to the 7 deadly sins: pride, envy, wrath, sloth, greed, gluttony, and lust. A revealing fantasy that craves to corruption and happiness starts now. Ever since I saw it, ever since I heard of this dude, I was like, let's go. That's my main ecchi fix for this season. The girls are fucking sexy, but yeah, we're going in. Live reactions all the way. Yo! How did I forget about Sword Oratorium? How did I forget about this, dude? I completely forgot about Namachi spinoff. Whatever. You already know I'm covering this. I don't know how. It actually would have been in my honorable mentions if I had remembered. I just slipped my mind. If you haven't seen Danmachi, then I doubt you're going to watch this. And if you have, then you already know what this is. I'm going to be covering this. I'm probably going to do reactions. We'll see. I might do reviews for it, actually. Or maybe no content. I'm probably going to do reviews for it. We'll see. No to both of these. Nope. Out in the beginning, I'm definitely going to be checking out. Just because of Link to Astro Boy. And I will probably do a little discussion on the first episode, or talk about my first impressions. But I don't know if I'm going to keep doing content for it. So that's pretty much everything. Just to quickly look at, and we have basically no leftovers for this season except for Little Witch. Looking at the movies real quick, and I already know what OVAs are coming, so I'm not going to look at that either. But I just want to go through this and see if there's anything I missed. You guys can, just go to live chart and look for yourself, but I need to see this going to Kitaji movie, man. I need to see it. But yeah, we got some good stuff coming our way. As far as movies are concerned, Oiled Film, Kuroko Film, we got some good stuff coming. And we have some great OVAs on the way as well. Really looking forward to the Boku no Hero one. I forgot about the Monster Musume one. Give me all of the Maid Dragon stuff. Give me the Keijo. Give me the Natsume. I didn't even know there was a Black Clover OVA. Nor do I care. Need that Nanbaka special. Need this just for Elite 10. There No Days was getting one. And Yu-Gabdro was getting one. Forgot about this. This realistically should just be its own thing. If it's actually still 59 days away, so it's not even. And then the first two already dropped. I don't know what kind of schedule it's doing, but I haven't watched any new Tenchi Muyo yet. Need to get on Zaragoto as well, definitely. But anyway, that's pretty much everything for this upcoming season. I'm thirsty as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need to end this video. So let me know your thoughts and everything I had to say. I hope you guys will support me. Going into this new season with all the endeavors and all the different content that I want to do, as well as just the normal reactions and reviews. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed hearing my thoughts and hearing about my most anticipated. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your most anticipated series are in the comments below. And anything that you have to request of me, let me know as well. And I'm out. Peace.